This is the LG 11200 BTU through-the-wall air conditioner. When I first saw it mounted on the wall at a motel I was staying at after camp, it immediately caught my eye with its white, modern front and compact footprint. It looked almost brand new, and I could tell right away this wasn't one of those clunky, outdated units you sometimes find in older buildings. No unnecessary decorations or distractions, just a clean, straightforward white exterior that doesn't clash with the room. The unit sits flush in the wall with a nice trim kit, and when you look close, you'll notice the build feels sturdy. The controls are simple, sitting right up front, easy to see and use. There's a digital panel for reading and setting the temperature and fan speeds, and best of all, this particular one came with a remote. That meant I could adjust the cooling or heating without getting out of bed or off the couch, which, in my opinion, is a huge plus on lazy evenings. From my experience, installing a through-the-wall unit can sometimes feel intimidating, but this LG comes with a pretty comprehensive installation kit, including a trim frame for a neat finish. For anyone unfamiliar, through-the-wall AC units are designed to be built directly into an exterior wall, not just sitting in a window, which often means more stable and secure performance over time. This one fit the wall opening well and plugged into a dedicated 230-volt outlet, something you'll need to double-check in your own space because it won't work on a regular home plug. I want to be honest, at first, I was a little skeptical about how much of a difference it would make compared to a traditional window air conditioner or even central air. But once I started using it daily, the benefits really started to stand out. The first thing I noticed was the cooling power. With 11,200 BTUs, this model is meant to cool spaces up to 550 square feet, which is like a large bedroom, living room, or even a modest apartment. In my case, it cooled down a medium living area in less than half an hour, even when I left the door open for a bit too long. The temperature felt consistent, not like some units that get aggressively cold near the vent and barely do anything 5 feet across the room. A lot of people ask about noise, and for me that's super important. I don't want to hear loud humming when I'm trying to sleep or watch a movie. The LG is pretty quiet, especially on the low fan setting, like a constant whoosh, but not something that distracted me. There's always some sound, of course, but it measured around 55 dB, which is quieter than a lot of other models I've tried. I was really surprised by the heating function. This isn't a full replacement for a big heating system, but for supplemental heat, like taking the chill off in the morning or evening, it works well. You get to pick from a range of temperatures and speeds, so it's not one of those units that's either blasting or off. The controls let you set exactly what's comfortable, and the four-way air deflection means you can aim the airflow wherever you want, up, down, left, or right. That made a clear difference for spreading the cool or warm air across the whole room. Another key feature I use a lot is the timer. You can program the unit to turn on or off at certain times, which honestly helps save energy if you have a predictable routine. There's also an auto restart, so if the power trips or there's an outage, it just turns itself back on with the same settings. That saved me a headache a couple of mornings when there was a brief building power cut. One thing I really appreciate is the filter system. The unit comes with a washable mesh filter that you can just pop out, rinse, and put back. The display even notifies you when it's time for cleaning. If you're new to AC maintenance, regular cleaning is key. Otherwise, the performance drops and energy bills rise. For someone who forgets minor house chores, this alert system is genuinely helpful. Let's talk about the things I genuinely like. It's perfect for medium to large rooms where you need both cooling and heating through the year. The digital controls and the included remote make operations super convenient. If you're like me and don't want to get up to adjust the settings, the remote is almost essential. The compact and clean look fits with most modern interiors, and the installation kit is handy for getting a flush fit into the wall. Energy efficiency was important to me, and this one has ratings that meant I wasn't dreading the monthly power bill after running it often. Overall, it's built to last. It feels solid, especially when compared to some lightweight plasticky units I've handled. Now, there are some things that I'm not a fan of, and I want to be real about that. The weight is the first thing that comes to mind. This LG unit is heavy, about 82 pounds, and that makes installing it a bit of a pain. I needed a second pair of hands just to lift and line it up in the wall opening. If you're not comfortable with DIY projects or don't have a strong friend to help, you might need professional installation, which adds to the expense. If you already have a wall sleeve in place from an older unit, like the one this replaced at the motel, it's a smoother swap. But for a new install, check your wall measurements, and maybe call in backup. The next thing is that, while this model is pretty quiet most of the time, you'll still hear the compressor and fan kick in during full blast cooling mode. It's not a deal breaker, but if you're super sensitive to any noise, you might notice it, especially at night. I've also found that the heating function, as strong as it is for mild to moderately cold weather, just isn't quite enough to use as the only heater during a true winter cold snap. You'll need extra support if you're somewhere that gets really frigid. Lastly, about the filter. Even though cleaning it is easy, if you live somewhere dusty or have pets, you'll have to do it pretty often. Replacement filters, if you ever need them, aren't exactly cheap. I wish they were more affordable. In conclusion, from my experience, the LG 11200 BTU through-the-wall air conditioner is a solid all-around performer for both cooling and supplementary heating. It checks the boxes for powerful cooling, quiet daily operation, and convenient digital controls. Plus, the remote really makes a difference for comfort and ease. It's perfect for anyone wanting efficient, year-round comfort in a medium to large room without sacrificing style or eating up floor space. The installation does require some planning and maybe a helping hand, and ongoing filter maintenance is a must, but those trade-offs feel reasonable given the reliability and efficiency you get. Personally, I'd recommend this for anyone who's updating their home, moving into a new apartment, or wanting a hassle-free way to stay comfortable all year. You can find detailed information about the LG 11200 BTU air conditioner in the comments section. See you in the next video.